number today, so 215 this week, yay.
Lucy, your typing is so loud.
Sorry. You sound like Jacob. He couldn't work in the office with my typing.
It's those giant long nails. How are you, Kerry?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was just saying, we just had a record attendance this week, 215, so awesome week.
Wow, middle of winter too. Well,
yeah, I'm running a challenge. Plus, we did extra sessions with school holidays, so it's our second week of school holidays.
Oh, yeah, right. We're about to go back.
And we're out today was our last day, so I ran extra sessions for that. But I also gave my July challenge to attend as many sessions as possible with a chance of winning free boot camp for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah?
So I've had people doing 2 and 3 sessions a day.
Wow.
Plus they're on break from school holidays as well, so I'll probably drop back down next week back to normal. But yeah, no, best week ever.
Awesome, that's great.
Just going to go and turn the speaker off in there because it's making a big noise in the studio. Hang on.
Go for it. Hey, Chantel. Hello. Trying to figure out your headphones. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Chantel?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm trying to do this off my Samsung instead of off the iPad, and it's so fucking weird.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Hey, Chantal.
Hi, Kerry. Hi, Liz.
Nat.
Hi, Ramona.
In the house. How are you, Nat?
Good. How are you, Romana?
Excellent.
That's good.
Excellent. Harvey Bay. Hello, Harvey Bay. How are you, Cal?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. How's Nikki going?
She's still waiting on a response from the hospital to see when she needs to go into surgery. So, I've spoken to the girls this morning. We're going to do a care package up for her.
Oh, lovely.
So, just something that she can do, like massages. I'm going to organise a cleaner to come in and clean her house while she's in hospital and
nice
stuff like that. So
awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Kayleen.
Hi.
How are ya?
Good.
Good.
Ryan will join us in a sec. We're just trying to put roof racks on his car. It's been a fun time.
How was your little seminar last week?
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
A lot of it, because for him, he works closely with Tony and does the speaking tour with him.
Mm.
A lot of what he talks about is also shifting your paradigm, particularly about postponement and things like that. And
Yeah.
oh, we came up with such a different mindset and we started, eating right again and everything. So it's really good.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like 3 days and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's just about how the way they say it as well. I think it just makes such a difference.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
The way you hear things and then the way your brain interprets them may not be the way it was intended.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I love the audiobooks, because it really breaks down everything. Like sometimes Jake will say something to me and I'll be like, oh, that kind of makes sense. And then I'll listen to the book and I'll be like, yep, mind blown. Get it now.
Yeah. That's it.
Mm. Have you got any others locked in to go and attend?
There's an entrepreneurs summit in August that I was thinking about.
Yeah.
So, but that's it at this point.
Yeah.
No,
what were you guys hoping to get out of it? Like when you booked it, what were you hoping to get out of it?
Well, I had thought for a little bit. So it was all about writing a book, pretty much.
Mm.
And it was about how to write a book in 40 hours. So it was about how to structure it and be able to just get it done, basically.
Yeah.
That was really good. But Jerry Roberts he owns a publishing company, but he doesn't sell books. He uses books for marketing.
Yeah.
And things like that. So a lot of his way of thinking is outside the box, I suppose you could say.
Yep.
So it just offered different perspectives. And like he talks a lot about speaking and how there's a limit on female speakers and things. And it kind of got me thinking, you could do that because I don't have a fear of public speaking at all. So it could be another way. But what I focused on or what I went in there was a book for mums, pretty much, how to get back into healthiness after having a family, because your priorities change a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Get back into it. So, yeah.
That's cool.
It's good.
Awesome. Very interesting. Very interesting. Cool. All right. Well, it's time to go. We might do a quick whiffle because there's only a few of us on here. So in your whiffle, hey, Ryan.
Hello.
In your whiffle, I'd like you to share from last week's webinar. So if you weren't on last week's webinar, we spoke about like default diary and big rocks and what are some of the stuff that you could offload to other people? What's the not so important stuff as a business owner that you could be handballing to somebody else to complete for you? So Kerry, I'm going to get you to start because I know you had some luck with it. So what do you feel like expressing, and then share with us how you went?
Yeah, what I feel like expressing is I've started offloading some of my non-important stuff. Like Leanne's now started making some follow-up phone calls from missing in action people. I've had a conversation with one of my ladies who's coming up towards the end of her 4 weeks, who is currently looking for work, can't afford to stay, would love boot camp, and so she's going to start doing lots of the admin stuff, the sales packs, all that sort of stuff. And also we've just lost 2 childminders this week as well, so possibly going to get her to help out with some of that as well. So just still got lots more to try and offload. Told my husband he's got to start answering some of the ads that he keeps sharing and all that. I said, well, you can actually start answering them now, so I don't think he was impressed, but I'm working on that one. That might take
sharing them now, and he knows how to work for it.
Well, I said, he's like, I don't know how to answer them. I'm like, well, all you could do is simply say, please contact Kerry at this address and just send them the link.
Exactly. Yep. If you want some more info, click the link below and Trainer will be in contact shortly.
Yeah, but I also showed Leanne how to go into like our page and like copy and share like the Boomers ad that's going around at the moment. I did that yesterday and straight away we've got 3 hits on it. So
awesome. Perfect.
It's just trying to get them to convert. I did put a post up the other day about the time session. So I'm finding that a lot of people that are retired feel like 6:30 is too early, especially at this time of the year, I guess.
Good. Yeah. Are you going to trial a different time?
Yeah, I'm going to try putting on a Tuesday and Thursday 8:30. I have spoken to our current Boomers. They're no way interested in doing 8:30 sessions. So changing their time slot is going to lose me clients.
Yeah.
So I thought we'll just try adding 2 extra sessions on at 8:30 and see how that works for a month or so.
Yeah. Well, today might help you, like talking about regressing and progressing exercises. So if some of the times don't work for the boomers, then they can jump into a normal session and you know exactly how to adjust it for them.
Yeah, we've got about 6 boomers that do train in other sessions. The ones that aren't inclined don't like the idea of training with a younger generation. It's more they want to train with their own kind of thing.
With their own kind. They are a different kind.
And they're like, oh, I don't want to be intimidated by young people dancing around sort of things. So like, it's not like that, but trying to convince them of that is a bit harder. So getting there.
Cool, very good, excellent. So Kerry, what has that allowed you a little bit more time to do? So how are you using that extra time now? Because that's important. There's no point handballing stuff if you're not going to use the time wisely. So what are you finding yourself doing now?
It's supposed to be freeing up more time for admin. This week hasn't so much. Because I'm still teaching Leanne the stuff, so it hasn't really freed up the time yet. But as of next week, now that I've shown her what to do, it should start to give me a bit more admin time between that 6:30, 7:30 time slot where it's too early to ring people.
Yep.
So that's when I was sort of either training myself. So I was running the 5:30 session, then training. I've now got her running extra 5:30s, so that at 6:30 I'm able to get into the office then and do my admin work before the phone calls.
Perfect. Awesome. Excellent. Thank you. Chantel, what do you feel like expressing and how did you go after last week?
What I feel like expressing is that things are still very busy at the moment. So I've done 10 consults this week. I've got another 2 tomorrow, run 7 sessions, another session tomorrow, and I'm pretty much booked out for next week as well. So things are a bit crazy and I'm just trying to work on keeping my mindset good during the craziness. So instead of getting overwhelmed, instead of freaking out like I have a bit of a tendency to do, I'm just telling myself that it's good that it's busy and just telling myself a more empowering story around it. So like choosing that. And the thing that I implemented from last week is that I taught Sky how to do the rostering thingamajig and the report on there. So she's going to be taking over that for me, or at least mostly. Like I still want some of it to come from me as well, but she'll be helping me out a lot more with that. And she understands that I need to relinquish control. So she's happy to take on more of those tasks. And she basically said to me, you need to just learn to let go and learn to hand over the responsibility. And I was like, yes, I'm learning. So yeah, that's kind of happened. Hasn't so much really freed me up much yet, but
cool, that's good. So it's the middle of winter and everybody sounds really busy. To me, that sounds like a good thing.
A good thing, yeah.
Yeah, because usually it's fucking zombie land out there. Like there is nobody inquiring and numbers drop off. But the fact that you guys are all still busy, that's really good. Like that should be an empowering story for you.
Yeah.
Like that's the best possible outcome this time of year. Yeah, busy is good.
And I'm trying to kind of, like, one of the biggest lessons I think I'm learning at the moment is being a perfectionist. It's so hard for me to be like, oh, well, I'm going to have to let some calls slide because I'm like, I've got to call all the new leads. I've got to call them multiple times a day. I've got to call the 4 weeks. I've got to call the ongoings. I can't let anything slip. And I'm like, well, calm your farm, because the new leads probably don't need to be called 3 times a day because you can't book them in yet anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm learning to kind of just not be quite so perfectionist and be like, pick your battles and what's the priority. There's no point in calling more new leads and spending time on that when I should be calling 4 weekers because they're the ones who need to kick into ongoing to get me making some money, as opposed to more new leads, which I can't fit in anyway. So
look after the people you've got. Definitely. The number of leads that are coming through, is it mostly boomers from that ad or?
Both.
Okay.
There are a lot of boomers. Our boomers, we had 14 this morning and like 3 or 4 weren't there who are normally there or who will be there next week. I've got another 4 starting on Monday.
Yep.
So the boomer sessions are booming.
Awesome. Boomers are booming.
Seriously.
Awesome. No, that's good. That's excellent. Great result this time of year. Nat, you're up, your friend.
Cool. What I feel like expressing, does it have to be with last week's session or can it be whatever?
It can be, yeah, whatever you feel like expressing, and then how did you go last week with some sand?
I've been listening to Sell or Be Sold. And I guess one thing that's really stuck out for me in that book was always agree with a potential client or someone you're trying to sell something, which the point I guess it made was like even if they're completely wrong, it's not the customer's always right, but even if they're completely wrong, if you agree with them, it sets them up in a positive mindset, like, oh, this person gets me. So I was like, oh, that's cool, I get that. So that was a bit of a learning for me this week. In terms of last week's PEPT Weekly, I think it's more Alice has started to offload some sand. So, I mean, not necessarily on me just yet, but I know Alice, we've got a client who is going to be doing her Cert 3 and or 4. And so I know Alice, you went through, she's going to help us with social media, so answering messages that come through on the PEPT page. What else was it? I can't even remember. Now I'm having a blank. What else? Oh, helping us with like the rostering. Like she's going to print off the roster for us and let us know which people to call. So that's one less thing. I'll be helping like print off more consult packs and things like that. So yeah, I know Alice has been going ahead with getting clients to do stuff for us.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. And I reckon that if you haven't already listened to it, How to Win Friends and Influence People is another really.
I haven't done that yet, but
you haven't. It's really good just on communication, like what you said there. Like agree with them. Like it sets you up for a win-win situation when you've got a difficult client or something like that. Like honestly, if you have not read that book, you should, to be a decent person to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
How to Win Friends and Influence People. And whoever is doing your Facebook responses, I would get them to read that as well. Because you can get some pretty nasty people on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah.
So you need to set them up frame them up pretty positively to keep them on side.
Yeah. All right.
Cool, that's awesome. Thanks, Nat. Kelly.
What I'd like to express is I've had an awesome week. I had a lady who start on Monday with Parkinson's, and it's been a great week where I've been able to work really closely with her and see what she can and can't do, and modify specifically for her. And even though she's only come 3 sessions, she's even noticed a big difference in some of her movements and all of that. So that's been really, really fantastic. Going off of last week's Zoom, I had already started offloading some of my sand. Unfortunately, some of it was with Nikki, so I've had to reshuffle, and I'm really working on getting other people to come in and do that. I just haven't found the right people yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And don't rush that. Like it has to be the right person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
So yeah, that's what I'd like to express today.
Awesome. Thanks, Cal. I'm going to skip over to Jordan and Chelsea. Well, Chelsea, because I can't see Jordan there. What we're doing, Chelsea, is we're just doing a whiffle and we're just sharing from last week. So from the default diary, the stuff that we were trying to use for someone else, the less important stuff. So how did you go with that?
I haven't done a lot of those little things, but I did start doing my groceries online and getting them delivered, which saved heaps of time.
So that was the number one thing.
That was my number one thing. I hate it and waste so much time. It was awesome.
Yeah. So what did you do with the spare time? How did you invest that?
I have no idea.
I did some online shopping while I was there.
Yeah. While I finished that, did some online shopping. This week we've been sort of focusing on, we had to get like a business plan and stuff drawn up to organise our lease and finance and permit with the council and stuff. So that's sort of taken up a fair bit of time this week, but that's all done and sort of in the process at the moment. So yeah.
Cool. So what time frame are you looking at there?
So we just had to fix up a couple of things with our permit application. So Jordan's just gone down. We had to measure up stuff a bit more specifically at the studio with like all the entry points and all the offices and all that kind of thing, to get that in. And once I've done that, I think everything was good to submit the permit. And they say it can take up to 60 days, but the guy we've been sort of dealing with sort of said everything looks pretty simple with what you want to do. So hopefully it won't take too long. As soon as that's approved, our lease will start. So could be, yeah, 4 months maybe.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Perfect.
Thank you, Alice. Now that's kind of answered your question, but
That's all right. Can you hear me?
oh, you sound so sexy today.
Monday, I had no voice. Didn't even know until I went to the 5:30 session, tried to talk. Didn't work very well. But my voice is back, so that is good.
Good.
What I feel like expressing is that, as Nat said, I have started to offload some of my sand. As most of it is going to a client who is about to start Certificate 3 and 4 through PEPT Academy, which is a bonus. And she was very happy with that, as she sees it as a foot in the door, which could potentially could be by the end of the year, heading into the new year. She would be a really good fit. Most of the things that she's going to be doing is like being on Facebook, just responding to messages and inquiries that we have. Get her to also do like the Facebook advertising in other groups, Facebook groups.
Yep.
So we can get another sort of lead generation happening. Going to show her a Cellaware how to do the rostering, missing in action reports. Get her to figure out some sort of a system that's going to work with me and Nat, as that'll be a little less fiddling for us both to make our days a little bit more productive. And the ones that I can't remember what I got Nat to do, but it was to be my printer, because my printer is broken. It has been a week. It's been a pain in the ass. Yeah, I can't remember what else I got her to do. So yeah, apart from that, I think I know that there was something that happened this week and I can't think of what it is off the top of my head now, so it's gone. So that's what I feel like expressing.
Awesome. So of the, little bit of free time that you kind of freed up for yourself, what are you planning on doing with that time? How is it best to serve the business and grow the business?
What I'm going to be doing is focusing, like that extra time I now have is going to be focusing on checking in with current clients. So I think that's something that we could do better at Albany Creek, is that not just check in with them, but actually go through it in depth. So if we say like, how are you going? Like, how is everything going? They're like, oh, my eating's really crap. I need to work on that. And be like, okay, cool. What do you need to change? Actually spend time with them. Like, instead of just brushing over it, or if they don't respond, not getting back to them, that sort of a thing. So just making sure we're going in depth more often and more regularly as well. So
And you did a couple of live videos this week.
Yes.
Tell us about them. So one of them was something specifically around the mums, the new mums.
Oh, that's what it was. Yes. So at Albany Creek, we've had a really big influx of new babies being born from current clients. We had 7 babies born in 6 weeks. So most of them are now starting to look back at coming back into boot camp. So we've actually organised with the new mums. I've actually made a group chat, and we're organising to catch up for coffee next week, just so we can kind of introduce each other if they didn't know one another, talk about babies, birth and all of that stuff. I know, right? And then go through the basics of like what to expect when you come back to boot camp, how training is going to be different, especially with brand new mums, what to expect with core, pelvic floor and all that sort of stuff. So, which I know that's a really big bonus for a lot of people. But after that, it got me thinking a little bit more, and I actually made up a new PEPT group, like a private group for parents. So I mainly aimed at mums, as it's more of a mum type group that people do. But it's just like a mum or a parent support group. So I've gone through most people, added them in. Anyone with like children, like young school-age children and babies, just so they can talk about their kids freely. They can ask for advice. They can ask for recommendations for like doctors or swimming or other things, and just also knowing that they've got support from other real mums and parents as well. And one of the things I got on there, I kind of explained all of that, and in the group I said, like, feel free to post up a photo about your kids and who they are and stuff like that, and it's gone really well so far. They've loved it. So just thought something so simple is actually being received really well. So yeah.
I saw that, and I'm a fan of the Facebook conversations, like the groups that you do. Like we've got that with some of our 6-week challenges, and it's working really, really well. And like I said, the specific niches of people, like if you set up a group chat for boomers, they probably don't even know how to set up a group chat. Like they would love that. They would absolutely love that group chat, and they can be in contact and they can catch up for coffee and stuff and just make it really simple and easy for them to do, because it's about building that community, but it's not necessarily about you having to be there all the time. So to help build some really, really strong relationships, what are some of the groups that you could actually start a conversation with? Like, are there some really specific people, like some people in the same sporting groups, or they like the same, oh God, I don't know, the movie. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's stupid. Does anybody have any other ideas on what group chats might actually work to start conversations and get people interacting more, not just at boot camp, but outside of boot camp? Kerry, you had your hand up.
Yeah, we've actually got a boomers one set up, and they go line dancing on Thursday nights and all sorts of stuff. They go hiking every weekend together. Our boomers group is it's almost like such a tight niche that it's hard to be bringing those other ones in. But the new ones that are coming in are slowly, like, I've been coming to the coffee catch-ups, and they've got their own group chat, which has been going on, for about 4 months now.
Yep.
Leanne actually created it when Bassendean closed down, so they could all sort of keep touch with ones that couldn't make it over to Ellenbrook as well. So even the ones that didn't come to Ellenbrook, they still come along to all of our group catch-ups and stuff still.
Perfect. And I think the frame up is really important as well. Like I know Alice did like a live video just to say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it. Like I think that's super important, and everybody was really on board. Like I saw quite a positive response after you shot that video, Alice, which is awesome.
So with these groups, is it just a group chat in Messenger, or is it like an actual Facebook group?
Ours is a Facebook group.
Ours is a group chat. Alice, what have you done?
I've done both. So there's 2 different ones. So the actual parent, like I call it a baby mamas, but the parent one, that is a Facebook group. But I just wanted to touch base with all the really new babies, new mums that were born within the last few months. I just put a group together for that, saying, look, it's just a support group. I'd love to catch up with coffee with all of you guys, and just to say hi and go through the basics. So that'll probably stay for them as well, because they all introduced their babies too. So that was pretty good in that response.
Cool. Hands up if you think that would help the relationship building in your specific time slots potentially. I think that'll probably be great for your early morning people, because they're the ones that I find hardest to engage with, because they're always in such a rush to get out of there. So maybe if you started a chat with those guys, or a specific group for them, just to engage and ask any questions and stuff like that. Like I know we've got our VIP groups, but particularly the morning people, like I think if they know it's something specific for them, like if you just started a group chat and tagged them all in, hey, I've started this group chat because da-da-da, and frame them up really, really well, I think you'll be surprised at the response that you can get. Cool, that's awesome. Thanks, Alice. Polly, I'll get you to hit us with a bit of a whiffle, because you weren't here last week, so you have no idea what we did. What's been happening down at Mitchie?
So I was pretty sick last week. All week fucked. So, and I was looking for the recording of last week's, but it wasn't put up, so I haven't been able to watch last week's weekly. But yes, So that is my whiffle. I'm happy to be human again, which is very good.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, feeling better. Still got a bit of shit on my chest, which I'm sure will come up tomorrow with Train the Trainer at our Super Saturday. It'll be coming out all over the place, which is very exciting for everyone.
Fantastic. Was it just man flu?
Yeah, man flu, which is obviously the worst. And being a man, being a man and having the flu, I was fucked. So yeah.
All the men are nodding. Yeah, the worst. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, and thank you for reminding me. I thought I had posted the recording, but I must have.
You may. I couldn't find it. I'll have another look.
No. I probably didn't do it. I would have converted it and then went, oh, that's done, and forgot to post it. So I'll pop that in my diary. Thanks.
Cool bananas.
Paulie? Cool. Damo. You want to hit us with a whiffle? What's happening in WA?
Hey team, what I feel like expressing is, yeah, it's all happening over here. We're charging forward. I'm just waiting on 2 of the girls to come through, get qualified, and pretty pumped up looking to jump into this challenge that you've all started. So pretty much just grinding away, keeping moving forward at the minute, and pretty excited with this challenge. I'm keen to get on board with this. It's looking good. So rocking it.
Awesome. And have you watched back the Zoom from Monday yet?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Put your hand up if you have watched back the Zoom from Monday, which tells you everything about the 6-week challenge. We've all watched it? Okay, sweet. I was going to say, if you haven't, that would be one of the things on your list to do, is to watch it so that you've got any info. Cool. Kayleen and Ryan, you want to hit us with a quick whiffle?
Do that one.
There you go.
As what I feel like sharing, obviously most of you know Ryan and I went to a course last weekend, which was really awesome. The biggest thing that kind of happened for me at that time, the last few weeks, I've had a lot of clients that I train at the moment leaving or cancelling financial struggles, things like that. So I've lost a fair few clients. And I think I'm starting to really focus on that too much. And like last week, I think I only trained 17 people, the week before 11 because I was sick as well. This week is pretty much as soon as that happened, I was back in calling everyone. I did 25 this week and I've got 35 booked for next week. So it just kind of changed massively just with that change of focus. So awesome.
Beautiful. Ryan.
My big one isn't just about making decisions, but actually actioning it. So that's probably the biggest thing that I'll be trying to improve on is because I generally overthink a lot of things. So I need to start just actioning things and make it happen.
Sounds familiar. Me too. Just get shit done.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Excellent. Alrighty. So what we're going to chat about today for the next half hour is progressions and regressions of exercises. So how to tailor your sessions based on your clients' fitness levels. So you've all expressed actually been quite busy considering it's the middle of winter, which is great. So you've obviously got a lot of new people coming on board. Plus the boomers ads have been going through the roof. So you've probably got a lot of our older generation coming through who haven't exercised in bloody 30 years. Yeah. So what I want to chat about is like some really simple basic stuff. So like, for example, if we talked about a squat. So what's level 1 squat? Like the basic of all basic squats. Yep. And there's even a basic squat before you get to a body weight squat. So I really want to take it back down. So get your notepad and your pens ready, and we will start with the squat. So a body weight squat, you need to be able to balance on 2 feet, and maybe boomers can't do that. So what would be the very, very first basic level squat that you could do? Hands up if you have an idea. Jordan.
Using a TRX.
Yeah. Perfect. So if you've got your TRX, that one's great because it doesn't have their full body weight. if you don't have a TRX, what's the next option for a squat? Nat, you had your hand up first.
A sit to stand if you have a bench available.
Yep. Kerry.
Resistance bands. If you don't have the TRX straps, you're just using the resistance bands as well.
To hold on to.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So if you don't have the resistance band or the TRX, then the sit to stand on the bench. Chantel.
A fitness ball, like wall squat.
Yes. Does everybody know how to do that? Hand up if you don't know how to do that. We're all good with that? Yep. So all you need is a fit ball and a wall.
Sorry, what was that? What?
A fit ball squat. So you put,
yeah.
between the wall and you've got your fit ball, and then Perfect. Then what's next?
Maybe like a squat onto a bench and up.
Yep, so that's the sit to stand like Nat said. So sit to stand, and then you would be, instead of the full sit, you would just tap your bum onto the bench and then stand up.
So next level would be just your normal squats.
Yep, and then we would progress to the normal squat from there. Was everybody aware of those different regressions of the normal body weight squat? Yep. Perfect. Okay, so once they're nailing their body weight squats, what are our options for progressions? How can we progress a body weight squat? Damo.
Jump squats.
Perfect. Squat jump. What else? Nat.
Add weight.
An explosive squat, so like coming up on your toes.
Yep. So squat and then exploding up onto your toes and getting that big calf raise at the top. Chantel said weighted squats, so adding a kettlebell at their chest, so either one kettlebell at their chest, or they can have two kettlebells at their shoulders. So weighted squat. What else? Kerry.
Split squats, so like an elevated leg behind.
Yes, definitely. So your Bulgarian type squat.
Yeah.
Barbell back squats.
Yes. And then you've got all your squat variations with your barbell as well. So your pause squats, tempo squats, sumo squat.
One and a half squat.
Oh, 1.5 squats.
What's the 1.5 squat?
So it's you go all the way down to the bottom of the squat, come up to halfway, back down to the bottom, and then back up to the top. That's 1 rep. So you can get that with a kettlebell at their chest as well. Kerry.
We do one, I don't know what you call it, probably the figure eights, but like a squat return where you stay down that squat where you're passing the kettlebell through the legs.
Yep, I don't have a name for that.
We call that one, yeah, we just call that one squat. Yes.
Figure eight. How do people go with their posture?
Some people will go up and down, and some people just stay down, but they do tend to tilt a little bit, but just we're always constantly telling them to straighten up.
Yeah, that's we haven't done that one. They're like, by the sounds of that, it sounds like they would drop their shoulders quite a lot for that.
Yeah, they can do.
But I like the idea of that one.
Yeah, so that is really more of the really advanced that have been here for 2-3 years that will
Yeah.
get doing those ones.
Yep. Cool. What about single leg squats? So you got your Bulgarian squats, so the foot's behind. What about your pistol squats? Does anyone have any other squats?
Curtsy squat.
So like the curtsy lunge?
Yep.
Yep. So now I reckon we're probably pretty well sorted there with the squats. Anyone got any others? Nope. So let's start with lunges then. Base level lunge. What do we got?
TRX again.
TRX. Mm-hmm.
I was going to say a lunge holding onto something like a fence or a wall or.
Yep. So basically a supported lunge. So if you got TRX or probably wouldn't do resistance, there's not enough. So that's still quite unstable. But if they can hold on to something, if you're at a park or a wall or something, so something to support their balance. What would be the next one up for that one?
Just a normal, like, static sort of lunge.
So just the basic step lunge, essentially. Kerry, did you have another one?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, would you get them doing the reverse lunge before the forward lunge? If they've got, like, it's obviously problems with their knees as well, takes less stress through on their knees?
Potentially.
I find it's easier to teach them to get the right positioning, stepping back than stepping forward. They tend to go too far forward sometimes.
So forward stepping or reverse stepping. Pauline, did you have something?
Yeah, just like lunge pulses. It's
Yep.
quite a stable movement, not going back and forward all the time, just staying in that one position and pulsing.
Yep. So you pulse lunge, so you keep 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and then pulsing up and down, and then of course they would swap legs.
Same sides, yeah.
Yep. Perfect. So you pulse lunge.
Weighted lunges. Or
Yep. So weighted lunge, so hold a kettlebell, or if you got barbells. So that could be your forward stepping or your reverse stepping. What would be the next progression to that?
Switch lunge.
Yeah, switch.
So that's like the jumping lunge. So swapping left to right, big jump in the middle. Nat?
You got walking lunges.
Yep. So let's get them traveling with those lunges. And then again, of course, you can progress the walking lunges with 2 kettlebells at the side, a kettlebell at chest, 2 kettlebells at the side, kettlebells above head, barbell.
The lunge with the kick or the knee raise?
Yep. So that's like the reverse stepping lunge with the
lunge?
Yep. With the knee drive or a kick. You could do a drive or a kick.
You've got side lunges.
Yes, lateral lunge.
Curtsy lunges.
Curtsy lunges. So changing the direction of the lunge again.
Yep. Like around the world, so you kind of go around.
Yep.
The old triple jump is a perler, which obviously incorporates the squat with the switch lunge.
If you're feeling really mean, yes.
Lunge hops.
Oh, you're so mean. So explain to everybody what that one is out, in case they don't know.
There's 2 different versions out there, so it depends on what you know or what you would find. The basic one is that you just do a reverse lunge, and as you come to step forward again, you just jump up with your knee. I guess that's how you explain it. So yeah, you do a reverse lunge, you step in, but then you jump up with your knee up in the air, so same leg. The other version is that you can do a walking lunge, but as you lunge out, you hop up with that knee, walk out, walk forward, jump up, walk, jump, walk, jump.
Sounds complicated. I like it.
Yeah, actually a client came up with that one. They misread lunge hops the wrong way. So, and then that was created.
Could we then progress either the lunge or the single leg squat with your TRX? If we put 1 foot into the TRX. Yep. Anyone got anything else for lunges?
Bosu ball lunges.
What was that?
Kind of thing. Like having like your back foot on a Bosu ball.
Your front or your back foot on the Bosu ball.
I'd probably go back. Be similar to like a Bulgarian lunge.
Or either.
Oh, so they would both suck wherever your foot was, yeah.
They're brutal.
One in TRX, one in Bosu. There you go.
The ultimate balance.
Yeah.
Overhead lunges too. Work on your balance and your core.
What about a I forgot what I was going to say. Elevated lunge, so the front foot's forward, like higher, like on a small step.
So these super progressions are obviously only for your quite experienced people. Wouldn't be something you'd throw into your everyday boot camps, and certainly not for boomers. Perfect. Anybody have any other lunges out there? Cool. All right. Let's go with the deadlift. So we don't have a barbell.
Kettlebell or dumbbell?
Yep.
Resistance band?
Just for those starting off, you'd obviously just do that with a stick to get them to learn the movement first.
Yeah. Always the stick in the warm-up, but potentially you wouldn't just use the stick in the session, like you would give them a kettlebell.
Yeah.
Or a dumbbell, yeah. Anything else before we get to the bar with the deadlifts? So kettlebells, you could have 1 or 2 kettlebells. Same with your dumbbells. Cool. All right, so the next one would be your actual barbell, no weight. What are the 3 main types of deadlifts that we do? Kerry.
Straight dead or normal deadlift, straight-legged deadlift, and the sumo deadlift.
Yep. So once they've nailed their normal deadlifts, then you can vary, just give them a variation. So stiff-legged is going to target those hamstrings a bit more, and your sumo is going to target their adductors on the inside of their legs. So once we're on the barbell, you've got your different variations, and then of course we can add more weight to that. What else could we do?
Pause. Tempo.
Yep, so the different variations for each of those again. So you can do a pause deadlift, you can do a tempo deadlift. What other one did you say, Chantel, then?
Pause and tempo.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah.
Going back to kettlebell or dumbbell, you could do single stiff-legged deadlifts.
Single leg deadlift would be the next one. Perfect.
You could add bands to the barbell to add even more resistance.
Oh, yeah. You don't have big weight plates, yes?
Yeah.
Jordo, you got another one?
I was thinking maybe like a regression. You just put some plates underneath the actual bar, so they're not going down as deep. So stack plates on each side, so they're not going down to the floor if they haven't got that mobility.
Yep.
Another progression would be deficit deadlifts.
Yep. Do you want to explain to everyone what that is?
Yep. So basically they stand up on like a weight plate, like a sort of thick 20 kilo sort of plate, and they deadlift off the plate. So basically they raise their height a little bit and the bar drops a little bit lower for them.
And what benefit would that have?
Helps to break plateaus and helps to just sort of hit slightly different areas within your posterior chain.
Mm-hmm. And why?
To make them stronger.
No. Why does it target different muscles and stuff like that?
Oh, because it changes your position.
Yeah, so it changes your hips and your, yeah. Does everybody understand that? Yep. For a stiff-legged deadlift, how else could we progress that one? Could we move the weight?
You could always do like good morning, so put the weight
ding,
on.
Ding, ding, winner.
Yeah.
So is there any hands up if you don't know what a good morning is? Kelly? Nat's going to explain what a good morning is.
So good morning is basically where the bar is on your shoulders, where you'd usually put it for a squat. And same as your stiff-legged deadlift, you're still bowing forward, but you're keeping your legs straight. So just getting until you get that stretch and then you stand back up.
And why does that make it harder, Nat?
Because you can add more weight to it.
No.
I took a stab at the
Chantel.
I gave it a go.
Chantel, why is that a progression?
Because it changes the placement of the load. So it puts it on your upper back, which then puts a lot more pressure on your lower back as opposed to holding it down near your legs.
So you've really got to engage your core a lot more.
They're fucking brutal.
Yeah, they are. That's why they call good mornings.
You can also do them with a kettlebell, but hold the kettlebell at your chest and do the same movement, but the kettlebell up again as opposed to...
Yeah, as long as they're keeping their shoulders back, definitely. Like a weight plate would probably be really good for that. I reckon that would probably be easier for the
we use the weight plates, and we actually found a few of the clients who've got the lower back issues actually found that the good mornings with the weight plates were much more better than normal stiff-legged deadlifts with the kettlebell.
Because they've probably done stiff-legged deadlift with a kettlebell for so long that they've adjusted to it. Like you haven't changed the movement, you're not challenging different muscles. So moving the load would definitely activate some different muscles.
It took the pressure off the lower back as well.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Does anyone have any more progressions for deadlift? Nothing else spring to mind? No? Cool. All right. I want to move into some upper body stuff now. So I'd really like to start with push-ups because most people are terrible at push-ups. Why are you laughing, Kayleen and Ryan?
I was standing around this morning. I did a chest workout this morning and then joined in another workout that was for time. So we had a run, box jumps, burpees, slam balls, and then finished with the push-ups. I call them the first three I could own. I get to the push-ups and everyone else catches up. And then just going. Yeah, my demon exercise.
Awesome. So what is, so if you had a boomer, what would be the first regression? Kelly?
Push up against the wall.
Yes, wall push-ups, number one.
Yeah.
Kayleen, go for it.
Pretty much any other elevated surface, and then particularly if you've got like a Smith machine, then you can slowly bring that bar down a little bit.
Exactly. So get them lower and lower and lower to the ground.
Yeah.
So get them, if you're in a park, get them on the wall and then get them down onto, if you've got a bench, like a seat and then the bench, move them to the bench and then move them to the seat. Nat, you had your hand up?
I find also getting them on all fours and just setting their posture and then lowering from there.
Yep. So once we've got them as far down onto the ground, then they'll be starting on their knees. So You'll have them starting on their knees and their butt will be hanging out in the air, but that's okay. Like that's okay until they can actually get a little bit of strength through it, and then you'll eventually get them to flatten out their body and drop their hips into proper knee push-ups. And then what's after knee push-ups? Kel.
Toes.
Toes.
Sorry.
Perfect. All right, what comes after toes?
Explosive.
Plyo.
You're also mean. So plyo push-ups or explosive push-ups.
King Kong tap.
King Kong push-ups. We've got closed grip push-ups, so getting your hands a bit closer together, work those triceps a bit more.
Decline.
Decline. Tell everybody what a decline push-up is.
So feet up on the bench and hands on the ground.
So
you're down like that.
Yep.
Head down. Yeah.
So what would an incline push-up be?
Other way.
Yeah, so that's what we're starting them off, aren't we? We're starting them off on an incline push-up, and we're eventually getting them down to here, and then you want to progress it, get them to pop their feet up a little bit higher.
Mean are on a Swiss ball as well.
Yep. Yep. You're still
Pike
mean.
push-ups.
Pike push-ups. Oh, they're my favourite. Favorite push-up.
They weren't impressed with them yesterday, I can tell you now.
That's why I like them so much, because everybody hates them.
Leanne's like, that's too easy. I'm like, well, bring your hands and feet a little bit closer. Bring the angle in.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, shit, that hurts. I'm like, yeah, I know.
What's a pike push-up? I don't know what that is.
Oh.
Imagine you're a downward dog.
Wait, what? Say that again. Didn't hear that.
Imagine you're in downward dog.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
yes.
you'll push up.
Yeah.
Basically, headbutt the ground.
Oh,
Without headbutting the ground.
So it's really easy just to use a square, like one of the mats. The squares are the mats. So they put their feet in the two bottom bits, depending how tall they are. They'll probably put their hands in the two top parts of the square. And then you tuck your chin to your chest, you look through your legs, and then you drop your head to the ground. Basically. So it's a wide one. So their hands are quite wide for that one. Favorite.
You can also use
Kel, what
the.
have you got?
You can also do an upside down push up on the TRX machine, holding the ropes and doing it upside down.
Down.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Holding the ropes on your TRX.
Are you on your back?
Yes.
That would be a pull. That would be a row.
Okay.
Yep. So opposite muscle group.
I say TRX to do
You can do push-ups on TRX.
Mm.
They're tough.
Or a pitbull.
Yep.
Balance.
Mm.
Is everyone frozen?
Nope.
Oh, no. With the pike push-up, Romanas, have you ever done them with your feet actually up onto the steps as well, so your feet are actually even higher up?
No, but you can. They're good too. Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah. Way worse. You're still.
Yeah.
Medmore push-ups.
Yep.
Also like the spider push-ups, hand forward, hand back with the legs coming up.
Yep. And chest to ground push-ups. Oh, did you just say that, Paul?
No, I was going to say resistance band. Wrap the resistance band around you.
Yep. So chest to ground push-ups, resistance band push-ups.
Children on the back push-ups.
Right on the back push-ups.
The ultimate push-up. Children on the back plyo push-up tap.
We do like a figure eight. The kids go over and then they come under, up and down.
All right. Does anybody get any more push-ups there?
There's T push-ups, like you said.
No, not yet.
There you go.
And tempo ones?
Tempo ones, yep. So you slow that downward movement and then nice and fast on the way up.
And the pause ones as well, where you're halfway.
Push-ups for cadence. So top, middle, bottom, get them to pause at each.
Do 1.5, same as the squats with push-ups.
Oh,
too.
that would be awful. Let's do it.
You're mean.
Guess what's going to be in next week's sessions? No. I've already written them. Maybe the week after.
That's right. I've already had them requesting 1 rep max bench press next week.
Oh, you might be in luck.
Yay. Well, I said to him, if it's not there, we'll just have to throw it in anyway.
It is. 1 rep max is next week. Not next week, the week after.
Mm.
It is.
I'm going to swing it in there and swap it next week.
Cool. Have we exhausted all of our push-ups?
Yeah, I'm tired thinking about it.
All right. You could do a different push-up. You could have, oh my God, there should be a theme. Push-up of the week. Cool. All right. I really want to do the push-up because you'll all have push-ups in your sessions. I mean, that's the bread and butter. So pull exercises. I know a lot of you don't have equipment, but we'll do like your rows. We'll do your variations for rows as well, so that you've got some options out there. So what's the base level rows?
Would it be like a bench row?
Like a 1-arm row on a bench.
Yeah.
Yep. So a supported row on the bench, really lightweight essentially, yeah.
Maybe even resistance band to start off with, hey?
Yep. Yep.
In a seated position?
Yeah.
Yep.
Seated resistance, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice one, Paulie. So your resistance band seated row first.
So after the resistance seated rows, then the bench rows, where one hand, one knee on the bench.
Yep. Yep. So they're supported. What will be next?
The lawnmower rows.
The lawnmower row. So they're not on a bench, so they're resting their hand on their front leg, but still maintaining good posture through the shoulders.
And even that one, if they find that one's a bit tricky between the bench to standing, holding onto a table or a fence.
Hand on a wall or something. Yep.
Maybe TRX, right?
Yes. Yes. So I would put the TRX row.
Would that be further down?
Depends where your feet position is.
Exactly. Depends where their feet are going to be positioned.
Yeah.
So you can make the TRX row really, really easy for beginners, but then you could make it really, really hard. Like you could do dead rows. So you could get them laying on the ground with no momentum whatsoever, and then they pull up. Like that's more of a progression than a regression. So yeah, TRX is kind of in between. So for your boomer, it's perfect as a regression.
So yeah, getting more upright position.
Yep, more upright, exactly. And again, the lower that you get, the harder it's going to be.
And then obviously the harder again will be the single arms like we did in this week's upper body.
How great was they? I loved
They
them.
were awesome. They loved them. I loved them. They were awesome.
I'm good.
Were they?
Sometimes. Cool. All right, so what do we got after the regression version of the TRX, and then we move to our kettlebells, 1 arm. So on the bench, on a wall, and then body weight.
And double?
Double. So that double kettlebell row, what would be the next step up for that?
Maybe a barbell row.
Barbell.
Yep, straight onto the barbells.
Would you do the overhand or underhand as the easier option, or wouldn't really matter?
I think underhand's easier.
Underhand's easier, yeah.
So obviously you've got your underhand and your overhand grips, and then you've got your wide grips, and then we've got all the other variations that we spoke about with your deadlift and your squats and your push-ups. So you've got your pause, you've got your tempo. We don't really do a 1.5.
No, that's still your lawnmower row then.
Yeah. What have we got?
Like a close grip row?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward to do because you're really limited with with your rib cage. Like you can't get much further inside of your shoulders than your rib cage will allow you to, or your lats. So
yeah,
not as much.
Not really. It's not. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I don't think there's much more benefit for that one. Kelly, did you have something then? No. Cool. What have we got after the barbell rows?
Would you add resistance bands to the bars?
You could, if you're an asshole. No.
TRX rows.
Yeah, so then we move on to those progressions of the TRX rows. So getting them lower and lower, single arm.
And pull-ups.
Yep, and then eventually we're getting them to resistance band pull-ups, assisted pull-ups. And then
jumping pull-ups.
Great one. What was that? Sorry, Kerry?
The jumping pull-ups.
Yep.
So without the resistance bands, no bands, but a jumping action to pull up.
So your jumping pull-ups and then your declines.
Oh, so slow on the way down.
Yep. So get them standing on a bench and jump to the top, and then they just really slowly.
Eccentrics.
Yes. And then boom, suddenly they're doing body weight pull-ups. Did we forget anything? I think we've got a pretty bloody good list there. So that covers off on the 4 main groups that we do. So we've got a squats for our quads, and we've got our deadlifts for hemis and back, and then we've got push and pull. Did anybody learn a new exercise there? Who's going to be really mean and put it into the session this week? Perfect. Alrighty, guys. So it's just on 2 o'clock. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to quickly go around and share our number 1 learning. So maybe you learn a new exercise there, or something from our WIFL. So maybe there was something that you can offload to someone else. So Kerry, you're at the top there. So what was your number 1 thing from today? How can you challenge your clients a little bit more, or is there something that you need to make easier?
It's frozen.
Oh, Kerry, can you hear me? Hey, Kerry, hello.
We had no idea what you just said.
Yeah, we didn't get She's back.
Because it looked like you all froze, so I'm standing here talking to myself.
You froze.
We're just going to go around and share our number 1. So what was the progression or the regression that you went, oh crap, I should really be doing that, or I can challenge this certain person with that? So Kerry, what was the number 1 thing for you?
Oh, lots more ideas on the push-ups. Definitely, I liked some of them. I wish I'd known that at the beginning of the week, so we had our push-up challenge this week on. But yeah, I guess some more of the regressions. So really getting, and I suppose Leanne really needs to watch this as well for the boomers.
Yep.
Because when we write up a session, she pretty much runs the same session, doesn't regress a great deal. Gives them the option, but doesn't really just regress it before the session starts. So, you know, they're doing King Kong push-ups and trying to do all those sorts of things.
Yeah. And essentially that's how you can lose clients, like if you're not making it easy enough for them and they're really, really struggling. That's super disheartening for them.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest thing, is like really regressing the stuff for the boomers.
Yeah.
Rather than just giving them, this is the session, and giving them the choice to go back, just starting off with the regressed ones, and the ones that need it, give them the advanced ones.
Yeah, yeah. And also, guys, be wary. Like if there's an exercise in the session that you know some people aren't going to be able to do, like demonstrate that exercise. So, hey, we have King Kong push-ups today. If you're struggling with those ones, just do your normal push-ups, or just stay in that top push-up position and just do some taps. Like, give them the option when you're demoing instead of watching them struggle through the session and coming in halfway and changing it. Cool. Thanks, Kerry. Chantel.
Mine was possibly like the push-ups on the walls and stuff, and even the sit-to-stand squats. Like, we kind of, I guess, just get them straight onto the benches for the push-ups, but it could be easier for them on the walls and just get them doing shallow squats. But from shallow squats, they could get deeper onto the benches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've got boxes, like our box jumps, we've got 4 different sizes. So you can get them started on the top one, and then the next week they go down to the next one, and they just keep dropping them until they're getting the right depth. Cool. Chantel, awesome. Kelly.
Thanks. Just the different variations of the, I haven't started the deadlifts and that yet, but over the next couple of weeks I will be. So it's really good to know the variations. Awesome. And
yeah, good. So if somebody's struggling with the bar, like with their posture, just get them to do 2 kettlebells just so that they can focus on posture.
Yeah.
Yeah, really important. Awesome. Kayleen.
Yep. A lot of them just reminding of a lot of the progressions for regressions, because it's easy to get caught in what you do and so it's a good reminder.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Jordo.
Yeah, I like the good mornings with either the kettlebell or the weight plate.
Yeah. Yeah, good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect. And perfect for you before you get into a studio. Just something a little bit different. Awesome. Thank you. Alice.
Mine was just like, it was a good reminder for the regressions as well. Just because we've got quite a few new people at the moment, it's good to kind of keep an eye out for them and be like, oh, there's actually an easier alternative for them. But also the big variation of progressions as well. I know there's quite a few people at boot camp. We can definitely push a little bit more. So it's a few different exercises that we can now introduce to them to furthermore, which is cool.
Awesome. Very good, very good. Polly.
The pike push-up, I had no idea, like Natalie, what the fuck that was. So I'll be going out the back and trying a couple straight after this. Hopefully don't smash my face.
Record it. You got to record it.
Yes, I'll record it. I'll do a few first and then record it.
Watch the video for this week's upper body session. The pike push-ups are in that.
Ah, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cool. Damo.
Mine's a bit different. Mine would be the group chat with the different session types, so the early morning crew and stuff. I reckon that'd be very beneficial and stuff to bring people together.
Cool.
That's something I'm going to jump onto and do straight away.
Perfect.
And on the sessions as well, focus more on the regressions. I'd be more focused, say, on progression as opposed to regression. So I need to kind of bring it back more as opposed to push people fucking over the edge.
Yeah.
So that's good to give more options like that. And because on the other side, I'm well able to push people nice and far, but it's about bringing it back. So that was really good, seeing all the lighter options and stuff.
Good. And you really have to focus on the regressions, because if you don't focus on them early on, you're never going to get them to the stage where they progress, because they're going to leave before they get to that stage. Yeah. Awesome. Good learnings, Damo. And Nat.
Yeah, mine was similar to at the start of the session. Having a boomers group chat or Facebook group would be really good, I think, because we've spoken about how we have our after the 9:30 group, we have our coffee club catch up, and some of them are going after the 8:30. We kind of meet them there, but I think that would be really good to have a group for just them. So yeah, that was a good idea.
Definitely. Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you all got something very, very valuable out of it. And if any of you guys have anything you want to cover off in the weekly, let us know. And then we can come up with some really cool material. Or if there's something that we've covered before that you want a refresher on, then we can do that as well, like disc or anything like that. Sing out and let us know. Otherwise, I will see you beautiful people next week, and I hope you have a fabulous week. See you guys. Thank you.
Hey guys.
Bye guys. Have an awesome weekend.
Bye guys.
Thanks, Kel. Bye.